The TV show that I'm on doesn't exist. I started working on the set of Mist Hill in July of 2016. It was 2 months after my high school graduation, and I was turning 18 the following month. I had somehow managed to land the role of one of the lead characters, Sylvia Davenport. To give a little background, Mist Hill was a soap opera drama show, set in the fictional town of Mist Hill, Arizona. The aesthetic and overall feel of the show was somewhat of a Twin Peaks meets your generic soap opera. In other words, big cast, a lot of betrayal, and some weird stuff going on. It had that psychological thriller element that has become popular with shows such as Black Mirror. You never really knew what was going on in Mist Hill. The show was pretty popular and we had won a few awards a year at different awards shows. I'm kind of a well-known famous person, and by kind of, I mean more known than a YouTuber but not as known as the Kardashians. Being a part of this show had gotten me in with a lot of people. I had met many different directors of famous shows and movies, as well as stars of them and of well-known television shows. We're currently on season 3 of the show, which airs on SGA, or Channel 66 in Arizona, 77 or 78 in California. We've had incredibly high views and great ratings from a lot of critics. I was getting a lot of attention on social media and had even had a few encounters with paparazzi and even TMZ. I felt like my career had finally taken off, and I was lucky enough that the first role I had landed had been so great for me and given me such a start. And then I found out that Mist Hill doesn't exist. I realized this 2 days ago. I hadn't seen my siblings in a while since I was staying in California. I had been speaking to them via video chat and texted them every day though. They were huge fans of the show and would constantly ask me for spoilers. Anyway, I was finally going to be getting a break due to my character Sylvia Davenport going missing for the next few episodes. I met up with my sister Laura and my brother Conrad at the airport in Phoenix, and we went out for coffee and lunch. As we were talking about what we had been up to for the last few months, I mentioned that I was having a lot of fun on Mist Hill and that we had just been renewed for another season. Mist Hill? What's that? Conrad asked, with a mouthful of blueberry muffin. The show that I'm on. Mist Hill, I play Sylvia Davenport? You just asked me whether or not Dr. Morian was really dead after the last episode aired last week, I replied. I think I would remember if you were on a show, Conrad said in that big brother yeah, right tone. I am. We won an Emmy for Outstanding Drama Series in 2017, I said. No, The Handmaid's Tale won in 2017, Laura replied, exchanging a glance with Conrad. I shook my head. That was impossible. I had never even heard of The Handmaid's Tale. I clearly remember winning an Emmy that year for the show. You know, Brie, if you're gonna lie you might as well make it a good lie. Conrad snickered and Laura pretended to be busy with her salad. I was in a bit of a shock. Were they just messing with me? That had to be it, right? They were jealous so they were ignoring my achievements. That had to be it, two could play at that game. You're right, there is no Mist Hill. I've been working on a lot of indie film sets. We're trying to get into Sundance, I said. Well, good luck with that, Conrad said. I avoided the topic of career achievements for the rest of the afternoon, until that night when I finally saw my mom. I decided to confront her about it. I didn't appreciate my sibling making fun of my career. Mom, why are Laura and Conrad pretending not to know about Mist Hill? I asked. My mom was wiping down the kitchen counter as I sat on a stool, my elbows on the island. Mist Hill? She asked. Yeah, the show that